as Mr. Britt stated in his email, there's no expectation of privacy in a public building.
Look at you, all set up. Hi, Ron. Hi there, how are you? Doing? Good. All right, let's see if we can get through today without Sean.
I've got a question about code enforcement.
Oh, goody.
And I think they've been there before. It's the pallet guy, I think is what they named him.
Okay.
It's on Sandy Hill. It's on house.
Is it 22288 or 22888?
He's right as you come in the subdivision. He's, I took pictures this morning.
Okay. I know that Steve was just out there yesterday,
Okay.
and I think that he is going to turn it over to Kylie in planning for her to follow up on the zoning violation, because we think it's more of a commercial operation, so that's how we're going to address
Okay.
it.
But I had people coming to me and it's like, I can't do much with my position besides go to zoning or you guys. So.
Yeah, so I have zoning and code, and how we've done the territories now is that we have 3 code and 3 planners.
Okay.
So they are paired up with a counterpart.
Okay.
So like Steve has Kylie, Joe has,
I got it. Okay.
so
That's good.
that way if there's like something that they have to tag team on,
Well, good. Works.
we gotta get you a new thing.
Oh, it's okay.
Alright. Is this yours? No. You just left it? I'll text him and tell him he doesn't have to. He doesn't. He has COVID.
I don't know.
When I'm vacation, I have COVID. Yeah. Definitely. You are. And you don't mind filling in for Shelley for us?
Not at all.
All right.
No worries. I know Shelly will do the same for me, so.
Rick, do you have any other movement on Cardinal?
Carmel. I don't think after our discussion, I did not even look at it. Why did they
Or Ernest?
Why do they want to?
No.
Oh, so after our discussion, I decided not to look at it anymore since we're going to table it.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, Shelley overheard me talking to you
Yeah.
and was like, I don't know why we don't do notes for that review. And
So Sean always takes notes, it's just we never,
she's like, I record it because I need to have it open if someone's going on Zoom like Carrie.
Yeah.
So she's like, it would take me no time at all to just make out the minutes.
cool.
And I said they don't have to be as formal as like our plat committee, you know.
Right, because they're not actually going to get recorded anywhere.
Right. But she overheard me talking and was like, I don't know why we haven't done that at all. I'm totally fine with doing that.
Cool.
She sits right outside my door.
Yeah.
She, sometimes
Yeah.
we'll hear, and she heard me talking to you. And she'll say, yeah, I can make that happen. All right. Cool.
Yeah. Kyle Lamy called at 4 o'clock yesterday, wanting to like, no, we're not gonna fix this in a half hour. We told you all this during the
Also,
interview.
Chuck Lingman is his uncle,
Yeah.
and Chuck's doing the work for him, but then Chuck doesn't necessarily know. You know, he's
Yeah.
not, this isn't what he,
Right.
it's not his bread and butter.
Yeah, and which is, it's fine that your first time doing this here with all the requirements, but I mean, would we tell you something a month and a half ago and then you try? Work with us. We will work with you, but you got to.
So we'll do the minutes, and that'll be good. Hey, Mike. Ernest.
I only have one. I had to borrow it from the mailroom.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Hey, let's turn to air conditioning. Okay,
All right. So you got a question from Greg to the table.
Yeah, that one, because, we changed.
Oh, no, you're here for,
That one.
okay, so great.
Yeah, the one for, someone on the Brett, I gotta take a look at it for the last couple weeks.
Okay,
So I submitted.
Okay.
That was lot for the variance road to, and so now he has actually shows the septic outside. How you doing, Ryan? Good, how are you? There's some deficiencies. Hey, Brett.
I'm good. How are you?
That's why I came all this, you're asking to look at, so I don't know. Do I need to present them?
sorry.
Okay. Thank you.
Hi. No, darn. Yeah, okay, it's not in there. File came in and Kylie. Sean has started to relinquish. We have to write it from the same place. I've been here 2 years now. Sean's work and I'm like, we need somebody else to do it.
Morning. Morning.
Yeah. Yes, somebody else has one.
Hi. Kyle, nice meeting you. I'm Abby. Yeah, you and
Couple
I.
times
Yep,
on the phone.
Sure.
So I brought the updated 28 by 36.
Mhm.
The one that I think they sent to you guys, it was before the right of way was approved. And so it was showing that the septic
Oh,
was inside the right of way. But my surveyor has updated it and so he's changed the right of way and it shows, so the discrepancies or the deficiencies that we got,
All from health department?
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
All four of those are addressed on this.
I
So
unfortunately don't think the Brett would be, Brett is with the health department, would be able to review when it comes prior to
Okay.
today. I'm sorry. I think it's gonna have to get tabled until the next meeting. Because he's gonna need time to review all of his revisions.
Okay. We even. Sure just talked about it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yes, thanks.
Yeah.
Hi.
I'm Kyle.
Hi, nice to meet you.
So the deficiencies that were on that letter that I received.
Yeah.
I had just gotten a letter on. This was sent to my uncle and then there was just a delay.
Okay.
And some time. So anyways, I understand there's not a lot of time for you to do anything about it.
Right.
Anyways, I brought updated 48 by 36.
Okay.
That shows all of those, the discrepancies or the deficiencies that you had mentioned in that.
Okay.
They're all on that. I brought the inspector, the septic inspector report.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
the
big
four
crowd.
items on there.
This is one you don't want to miss.
Yeah, it's too late for today, but if you want, after all of this, we can go up to the health department on the line board, and take a look at it, make sure, see if there's anything else that we need to handle.
Remember me?
No.
past beach, halfway between beach and cedar.
Oh, good.
Got that all brushed, and so we're gonna make sure that that's all fine, and so we'll be good.
All right.
Thanks, John.
So. I'll do it in and woodland trail.
Recording in progress.
There you go, John.
Okay. Welcome. The first item we have is Lehman Farms minor subdivision.
Motion to table September 1st.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carried. Ernst McKinley minor subdivision.
Motion to table.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Moving right along. McDonald and Hartsaw Minor.
Motion to table.
Second.
Couldn't we just mail this in? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carried. Woodford Trails at Knollwood, Section 1.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Motion carried. All right. Approval of the minutes of August 4th.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We have a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 All right. Technical Review Committee, Hepler Mayflower Road, first replat.
This is second replat, right?
Oh, second, I'm sorry, the agenda said first. What can I say? You know, you just can't get good help nowadays.
So we're replatting the replat.
Yeah, Mom wanted 16 more feet
Oh,
on the property, that's why we're doing it. She wants to have more to the...
needed more tomatoes.
Let's go with that, okay?
We don't need that.
So that's all I changed. That's it.
Thank you. You have anything?
It's just this, right? The little area right there?
Yeah, they're
Okay.
just
I
adding-
don't think there's
Why
an
did she
issue.
want 16?
How much are you adding?
16 feet?
Yeah, because of the grass area. She
Yeah.
goes, oh, I just want it out to the grass area. You
Yeah,
have it-
yeah.
Yeah, could you go look? I said, okay, whatever. I told her she has to live though.
Now,
So-
you should know that women are like that.
So,
See,
and,
you get to be my age, you can get away with that.
Yeah.
Did you take the training?
no,
I'm joking.
Yeah.
I had Tim go ahead and
I would just start with the grass areas.
I know it came in, I haven't fully
That's
reviewed
why,
it.
that's the only
They gotta
difference.
go 2 foot past the grass.
I also had notes of something about Mishawaka water. Is there?
Yep, so there's a water line out in front.
Okay,
you have
so
to
we-
hook up to water,
so
so make
they-
sure you say that.
Okay, so
You guys
we're
have
all on the
anything
same
on
page.
this?
As water, bigger lots. I love bigger lots and municipal utilities, so.
Yeah, and it says, oh, somebody wants to buy the one lot over there. Okay, fine, so I had to resplit it, so
Yeah.
that's why I stopped there.
Okay, cool.
Okay,
Great.
that's it, thank you.
I got nothing other than that.
I should be the couple.
I know, you know, I just like to stop in, see what you guys are doing.
Recording stopped.
Bye.
Bye.
I'll let you know about Northwood.
Yeah, I just wanted you to know that that was coming from them
Okay.
and not from us.
Okay.
And however you wrote it in your, I don't know, Mike, but like that's
Hey.
not totally, when we've had
Yeah.
projects come through that we've done like through plan reviews for, or even signs that went to the BZA, they're usually like, they'll give us minutes as part of their, as part, like they'll give, at the petitioner in their submittal, will give us minutes from the town council meeting, showing that they, presented it and they're fine with it.
Okay.
So that's just kind of,
Yeah, I mean, nothing's changing, other than we're gonna put a property line around the house, so that's gonna be it.
Always survey 2 foot past the grassy area.
You know,
From now on.
it amazed me, because they sent me a sketch with a red line on it. This is what it wants to go. So I'm looking at everything going, okay, that's where you wanna go. And I should have done, how far past the damn pool do you wanna go? You wanna go 16 feet, because I know where that is exactly.
Right, yeah.
It's not like a red line, you can just write somewhere and go. And then when I do it, my crew goes back out there and says everything, and then I get the phone call. She wants a little bit more. And I was like, she can see right to where the grass area is, she doesn't need to own it, she can see
Right,
at
yeah.
16 feet. She's 85 or whatever, so I went, okay, I'll fix it. So you guys.
hey Randy,
Anything?
what?
You got anything for me?
I don't think so.
Because 3 days to write that, actually 3 months to write that garage permit. Side loaded garage that we're asking you about the easement and all that stuff.
What are you
Elizabeth
talking
was,
about?
that garage that was on the side of that house.
Yeah,
That
what
actually went to, they took the HOA to court over
Are you talking about, what's that?
Bridgewater.
Yeah, what about it? What's the HOA concerned about?
It was not easy.
Is that on,
we
well,
issued-
on septic? I mean, is that on city utilities?
Yes.
So that has a 25 rear, but since the house is already at 17 and a half, I think that makes this the rear. But if they're gonna be 28 and 25 is required, they should be okay.
No, they're okay, but originally they weren't okay. The HOA was yelling about it. Our original site plan showed 25 from the side, and it's supposed to be 35 or something. Luckily, they made it 35. They didn't make it to their drawing. So I went out there and remeasured it. It's 35, so all that was good. And then we ran into all this other stuff. They wanted to put a fence in the easement. And then they attached the garage, so then that changed the parameters. So then we were questioning you about whatever Elizabeth was questioning you about. That woman was crying on the phone. It took like 4 days to get them. You know, it's those darn corner lots too. You know,
Thanks for letting me know, giving me your opinion on McKinley, because I've been struggling with that one.
yeah, so, you know, those guys, yeah, we're not surveyors, you know, we'll go out and do a foundation inspection. If it looks like it's positioned on the property the way it's supposed to be. I mean, on big projects, property lines are a long ways away. You
Well,
know?
yeah. It's
That
just-
original one, you know, yeah, it was too back too far. You know,
Oh, yeah, 16.9 where 20 is required, but I have a final
how
site
you gonna
plan.
find that?
I have
I'm
a
never
final-
gonna see 3 feet in the middle of the field, you know, unless, you know, that property line was staked, and, I mean, even then, it's hard to tell exactly.
I just like, it irritates me when people want to throw the building department under the bus.
And I
And they-
appreciate it, because, you know, yeah, we're not perfect, you know, and it's hard to see that stuff.
Yeah, but it's an easy out, like, to just say, well, the building department should have caught this.
No, the construction documents and professional
Like,
surveyors
it's
supposed to
your
locate the building.
responsibility to locate your property line.
Yeah,
That's why you engage a surveyor and, you know, professionals to do this. So,
yeah, they should have had a surveyor to survey it. Then he would have been liable for the misplacement of the building. Then nobody complains, you don't know until 20 years later, or when they go to sell their land.
but I was struggling with Kylie, my new kids are like, they should deny it. Like, they've been wrong for years, like, and it, just because they built it wrong doesn't mean that they should approve the variances.
Oh, they want them to cut the buildings off?
Yeah, and I let Kylie recommend denial,
Right.
but at the same time, sometimes we make the recommendation, and I trust that the board will make a reasonable.
Right.
We recommend what we.
I thank DJ too for sticking up for us too, because he did the same as you. It's like, oh, the building department looks at footings and ground conditions and things like that. They're not they're not surveyors. Then some of these tight lots, you know, with only a 5-foot setback, you know, that's even hard to tell because you got the over dig so big, and I mean, you'd have to try to measure over and down.
Angela came into my office for something else, and I showed everything to her. I was like, what would you do? And she's like, I'd go hard for the landscaping.
That's what I said.
I know, so the three of us all had the same
Yeah,
opinion.
just go
I don't know
ahead.
if you could tell when you listened to it, but that's kind of what I was trying to angle for.
I didn't, you know, people were saying the numbers, and I didn't have the, you know, the numbers of the.
But some of my board members, it's been 2 years now, some of them know me well enough where I'm like, this is our recommendation, but then when I start to like lead them a certain way, they
Right.
pick up on it.
Right.
Like Bob Hawley knows.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, we're not gonna recommend approval. We can't say, yeah, go ahead and approve it for every whoopsie built in county. But if there's we have like a double whammy of the setback and the landscaping, and I think having the landscaping in place would help offset. So
Yeah.
then I let them do it, the dirty work. Let
Yeah,
them
well,
do
I
the
mean, that's
dirty
their
work.
job, but, yeah, I mean, you gotta establish, as your department, you're not gonna,
Go on the record as saying,
as,
yeah.
yeah, approving a violation in the setback. Yeah, I wouldn't either, I would never.
But at the same time, it's
Right.
been there 20 years, so it's hard, Randy. Some of these situations are really murky.
Well, that was kind of blatant, that one, you know, and those last couple buildings, Anthony, what's it, Craig? Craig said he told them, you know, you're too close, man.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I wasn't around, I You know what, they were getting too close. That's the atrocious ones to me, the ones in the front. I mean, they're only like 4 foot off the line.
How do
But it's all on his property. I mean, it's a setback, yeah. They violated the setback, but it's still on his property, at least, you know, so. I don't know.
I know what you mean in my personal house that I just moved to. I didn't need a survey, it was in the city. Guess what, Randy, should have gotten one. Because I actually think the corner of my house, I even have a situation like this, where my lot's like this, and my house was built like this. I think it might be.
Be over the line or in the setback?
But we're talking about like old Mishawaka, you know, the houses
That's the
are,
thing, yeah.
they're all tight, right?
Yeah.
Randy, so North Liberty,
That's Liberty, okay.
plan reviews. How do you guys do them? Do your inspectors look at it or do their,
For commercial?
yeah?
Yeah, we do the same as we
Okay,
do for
so
everything.
North Liberty, we got a plan review for that industrial building.
Right.
And the town had already gotten it and looked at it, but they asked Vicky,
Asked you guys. to
yeah.
look at it?
So then I sent my comments to Zach. I don't know how it works, like, because, like,
Well, it's the
they're
same
gonna
way
sign
with-
off on their own ILP, but
Right.
we're doing like the review for them.
Right.
So I'm gonna need revisions based on the original.
As long as they empowered you to do it, we'll run it through the same way
Okay.
unless somebody challenges us.
I just
like
forwarded,
legally.
I emailed Vicky, I said, do you want to do, are you guys doing this or you want us to look at it? And she said, I'd appreciate you got area
Right.
plan looking at it. So then I had Kylie look at it and then I looked at Kylie's work and I said, here's the things that I think you need addition or like clarification on or revisions. And she replied back to me, yes, yes, and yes. And then I forwarded it to Zach and said, okay, you know, here's, I put this comment, these comments in the file maker, but here's
Right.
what we need.
Yeah, so, yeah, those little towns are kind of tough. Like, I think Osceola hires theirs out, don't they? They do their own,
John L.,
and then the engineering they hire out or something?
yes,
No,
John
for-
L.,
for, Osceola?
it was Troyer Group.
Yeah, so, you know, they're in and out. So, we get an ILP from them. To me, that tells me their zoning and their engineering is good. Because that's their responsibility. So, if Vicky would have issued the ILP, I would have issued the permit without comment.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I think North Liberty is one of the better ones, actually.
I like North Dakota,
Well, I don't know if you heard this. Mike Inch contacted us about splitting off that parsonage in North Liberty at the Methodist Church.
Okay.
But it's gonna like be real close because the house is built right next to the church.
Right.
So it's not gonna meet the setback requirements and
Right.
subdivision and all that. And then there's a residential use on the ground floor that their ordinance doesn't allow in the town center. So I said to Mike, we'll look at this, but let me forward this to the town first. And the town said, have him contact us to get on our council agenda to talk about the project. So they make every developer, Randy, go to their town council and just kind of like say what they're gonna
The
do.
project, yeah. That's little town USA, I guess.
Just like the American Legion, when they did their sign, before they filed for the BZA, Rich Warner, I think, he used to be on the BZA a long time ago. They made him go to the town.
Representation.
Yeah. And just like, hey, I'm Rich with the American Legion and here's what I want to do. And they're like, okay, that's cool, go ahead and file for area plan.
Yeah, they're conservative, I guess. They want to know what's going on. But we typically we don't have too many problems. But we do a lot of enforcement, fences and stuff like that. They like us, we like them.
Yeah, North Liberty, I
thought
think.
New Carlisle was gonna come over, but said their lawyer called me.
Andrea?
Yeah, it's
About
been a year and a half ago or something, about us doing their inspection, figuring out doing their time. But it never, and I got her together with Mike Mish, supposedly, you know, I gave them each other to work all the ordinance detailed out, and, I haven't heard anything about it, but they had that Bob Middlebrook over there who's like beloved to the town, so and he does all their inspections and things, so.
I don't know about his ability to inspect on
Well,
building side.
that's the problem. They've gotten into, Andrea kinda told me they had some bad things going on that should have been caught,
Oh, like
by not.
safety issues. That's the concern though, because like.
Yeah, I
What
see
if
stuff,
you-
I live there, so I see stuff happening that they're not compliant, so. And he has a hard time saying no to people because he's,
On zoning, he does pretty well. Like, he's good at looking at the zoning ordinance.
Is he?
And he'll call me and be like, hey, Abby, this is what I saw, and is this accurate? Am I interpreting this correctly?
oh, good.
And 90% of the time he is.
Oh, good.
And a lot of times he contacts me, he's like, I already know the answer to this, but just because
checking.
they're like saying, well, why do you have to do that? I can tell them the area plan he told me.
So, when I had that area as a
Yeah.
field inspector, he would call me all the time and ask me about protocols. Oh, but like I lived in those apartments in there for a short while.
During one of your divorces.
Hey now, I only got two.
That's usually the cycle.
Right, yeah. I was never gonna have a house after my last divorce, and then I met my fiance.
Well, that's nice. And now,
And she had 2 kids, I'm like, well, I'm not gonna have her kids grow up in an apartment.
no.
So anyway.
Are they little, Randy?
No, actually one, there's only one left, he's 14, he'll be 15 in October. Real good ball player, so
Is
based
he
on,
at Newbury or
Yeah.
whatever?
so we're enabling him to do what he needs to do to try to fulfill his dream.
That's great.
Yeah. So I take him to Teddy ball games every week,
That's good.
practice.
Did you have children of your own?
Yeah, I've got, my son's gonna be 30 this year.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and then my daughter's 3 years younger, so she'll be 27.